The cone. You know about the cone. I'm not even going to tell you why the cone is here, because you know about the cone. What I'm going to talk about today is, should Cup drivers run in the Nationwide Series? Well, I got mixed emotions about that as a former promoter. I hope I still am one. But at any rate, you need those names to sell. Back in the days when, before Nationwide, when we called it the Sportsman Division, you had guys like Harry Gant and Jack Ingram and Sam Martin, people like that, and would take their Saturday night cars from Hickory Speedway or wherever they ran and fix them up, take them down to Robert G's, get them slicked up, and bring them to the Speedway and run 300-mile races. Folks, it never got any better than that. It was a mixture of some Cup guys, but these were short track racers in short track cars. And this is before the Hendricks and all those people got in. And all of a sudden we brought some really super sophisticated race cars into the Saturday race. And it kind of knocked the wang out of it, whatever that is. It was a bad thing. It got too sophisticated. Again, we've gotten too fancy. We need to get back to racing so people that are moving up have got a place to go, and it doesn't cost them $100,000 to race the doggone car. That is so ridiculous. I can't even tell you. $5,000 shocks on these cars, when $80 shocks is all they need. $80. We ran 212 miles an hour at Talladega with a pair of with $80 shocks. That's a piece. Each, that's $320 for a set of shocks. Not $5,000 a piece times 4. In my class, I think that was, am I really thinking it's $20,000 for a set of shocks? Yep. Oh, forgot. You got to hire a shock man for about $100,000 to make sure you got the right kind of shocks on. That is totally, completely ridiculous. I like the shock guys. I'm not beating on them. They're just doing their job. But folks, it has gotten so out of hand, it is past ridiculous. We don't need to do that. Racing, one thing, you can go back and go forward. So before we start replacing and say, okay, Cup drivers can't run in those races, let's get the cars back to where they ought to be. Let's go back, let's run a doggone small carburetor on these cars. Let's not run 9-to-1 engines. Let's throw these $100,000 motors out. And let's throw this cost out so it's not so expensive. The races we ran back in the 70s, 80s, even into the 90s with some of these cars in the Sportsman, and later the Busch Series, they were great races. They were simple cars. Guess what they did though? They ran close together. They ran side by side. They traded paint. They created rivalries. It was great racing. It doesn't matter who you put in there. Let's let whoever wants to race, race. The big thing is, let's get rid of these sophisticated race cars that are running in the Nationwide Series. There is no reason why this has to happen when we can go back and run simple kind of racing. How do we do it? I get my old friend Tom Pistone, who's 80-some years old now, but Tom's, he has forgotten more than anybody else in the world about racing. He knows how it used to be. Let him design the car. Let him put the springs in, let him put the shocks in, etc., etc. And all of a sudden, we're going to have a $50,000 race car, which is too expensive also, I might add, but it's a whole lot better than what these 100,000 plus race cars. And let's put some boundaries on them. Let's make the engines where they'll run all season. Yes, all season. Why not? You can do that. Let's make the tires last longer. Let's get back to the way it was when we had fun racing. And guess what, folks? At Charlotte, it was nothing for us to put 60 or 70,000 people in the grandstand for one of these races. There were more people at Charlotte for these old sportsman races on 300-mile track than there were at Indianapolis for the Brickyard. Something's wrong, folks. We need to change it.